looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Well, good afternoon, you wonderful mother truckers, and welcome to another video. I was going to talk about something else, but we have to go back to Heathrow because this morning, obviously, I did the breaking news to let everybody know about the fire and all the situation that was going on there. And I did actually say near the end of the video, don't speculate. But then, as facts and things have begun to become unravelled during the day, you can't help but speculate because there's some things that really don't add up with this. Now, I did mention on the first video, I thought it was very weird that the airport was running solely off one single substation, because I know airports have lots of backup systems. I used to work at Birmingham Airport, and I know they have backup generators just in case said situation occurred. I'm also absolutely sure they don't run just off a single substation. Any case, apparently there was a backup generator at the substation which has also been destroyed by the fire. Now, there are, or should I say, were backup generators at Heathrow Airport, massive diesel ones. But I don't know whether it's still at Birmingham Airport. When I was there a while ago, I used to work there, there was two huge, massive diesel generators which were there as backup generators in case something like this happened. Well, now it turns out that those said diesel generators were not only switched off, but removed for net zero. That's right, that wonderful thing, the net zero insanity, has now just been exposed, because they have got solar panels, like Birmingham Airport's got solar panels. But as you could probably, or you may not be able to tell, at the moment in Britain, yesterday it was really sunny and it was nice. Today, really overcast. Still warm, still not cold, but it's overcast, thus reducing the effective ability of the solar panels to generate any power whatsoever. So the airport now is completely offline. It's gone. I said for 24 hours. Well, maybe it'll be longer than that. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I did say at least 24 hours, because something so catastrophic as that isn't something that can be fixed quickly and instantly, and it takes time, and also now there's more problems. Then adding to the other fact that a lot of things that a lot of people may or may not be aware is, if you close an airport for any length of time, it requires aircraft to be diverted. They've got to go somewhere. They can't just keep flying in the sky indefinitely. They have to go land somewhere. So they are landing wherever they can get in. Of course, this then causes a problem, because the plane is supposed to be at Heathrow. It's now, for instance, at Birmingham International Airport, which now means that plane's in the wrong place. So's the aircrew. So even though if they could manage to get it all up and running within 24 hours, it's probably going to be 3 or 4 days before things get back to full operational requirements, because you have got to move those out of position aircraft and aircrew back to place. Airlines do not like moving aircraft that are empty, because that's just wasting money. It has, of course, also had a huge economic impact on the United Kingdom. I'm sure the actual figures will come out very shortly, but it's going to cost hundreds of millions of pounds, because, as I said, and everybody knows, Heathrow is the biggest and most important airport in the country, that for some unknown reason is running on a single substation and has zero backup ability. Yeah. Now, again, don't whatever you do, don't speculate, but it seems a bit odd, and the longer this runs on for, the odder it appears to be. It's very strange that all of this is occurring right now. on the same day that Ed Miliband, the literal raving lunatic of net zero, says they're going to stick solar panels all over every school and every hospital because it'll save money, even though it'll cost an absolute fortune to put them in, and on a day like today won't generate that much power. You see, we're becoming too reliant, and we're all having to comply to net zero, and it's the complying of net zero which now means that Heathrow Airport is unoperational. It's gone offline, I would say, for at least a couple of days, probably over the weekend for it to get sorted out. Now, number 10, Keir Starmer, who basically couldn't give a shit any case because he really doesn't care about anything to do with his country at all. Couldn't give a monkeys. They said, well, it's up to the airport and the airlines, then we'll keep an eye on it, and if it gets any worse, then we might step in. In reality, in the situation that you're in right now, and the fact that it's Heathrow, you should be immediately involved, especially as it's now turned out the anti-terrorism police are now looking at what's happened. Now, time for me to conspiracy theory hat on just for a moment, and you can let me know whether you agree with it or not, whether I'm just talking out of my arse, of which some people think I do all the time, but that's absolutely fine. But just bear out with me. Now, we currently have a situation, do we not, in Ukraine, and it's coming to a peaceful, well, hopefully a peaceful conclusion very, very shortly. But of course, this has upset many, many egos, and has also upset many, many business owners who make a lot of money out of war, and most of those businesses being located in Europe. I mean, remember that in Belfast there's a missile production plant which is making air defence weapons, not for us, but for the Ukraine. So there's a lot of money involved. Now, it is quite obvious that European leaders, including the war goblin himself, Zelensky, want to keep this war going. They're very, very determined to keep this war going. So Europe is all pontificating and stamping its feet. Keir Starmer seems to think that we are this immense military power, which we were once and are no longer, and every week it's getting weaker, that we're going to beat the Russians up. Now, wouldn't it be convenient if the fire at the substation was somehow linked to Russian terrorists? You know, where we have to paint Russians bad, Russians evil, look what they're trying to do, which would hopefully then motivate more people if we jumped on conscription and would give justification for us to engage in a war. But that's just me conspiracy hat on and speculation. But the fact that it's only happened now, and conveniently there are no backup generators anymore, and the one generator that was apparently destroyed in the fire as well, which you'd think would be protected better as it's a backup generator. I mean, the whole idea of backups is for them to actually work, and also usually backup systems are not normally right next to the primary system, because when the primary system explodes, you don't want it taking out your secondary system. There's something not right here. I didn't want to speculate in the morning when I did the video, purely because I hadn't got any information and I hadn't had a chance to start digging in and studying and realising and adding things together. I won't speculate like that without information. But as I said, the information that's coming to light raises so many questions. And when I have a lot of questions, I can then begin to think logically to answer them. And when you start to answer them, there's usually only one thing that it can be. And as the great Sherlock Holmes once said, is once you've taken out everything that's probable, anything that's left, no matter how improbable, is probably the reason. I've probably also bastardized that statement, but you know what I'm saying. got to keep an eye on this one because it's a bit, yeah, it's starting to smell a bit fishy. Any case, 2 videos popping up on the screen right now. One will be the last one I uploaded. The other one will be the one that the gods of YouTube, using their mighty algorithm, will have picked for you, and this will be called The Chosen One. If you agree with what I'm saying, you like what I do, then you just hit the subscribe button. You can like, you can share, you can join in an adult conversation in the comment section down below. Remember, don't be a stupid little child, because we have plenty of stickle bricks for you to play within the playroom. Don't forget, you can also support me on Buy Me a Coffee, and there's also memberships on there. Don't forget, there's a merchandising shop and a link to my PayPal account if you so desire and you wish to financially support me. But remember, I demonetize my own channel and I'm not remonetizing it, so I'm not going to make any out of this. I do this because I enjoy doing it, but I also know that some people want to contribute every now and again, and that's there for them. So with that, I am done. So yeah, until the next one.
What the fuck is this?